of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6, and published in the Asbury Park Press on January 12, 2018, and revised by a publication on March 23, 2018.
Thanks, Katie. Can you have a roll call, please?
Mayor Coles.
Here.
Let the record, Deputy Mayor Miller.
Here.
Committeeman Lichtenstein.
Here.
Committeeman Ackerman.
Here.
Committeeman Delia.
Here. You'll please rise for salute to the flag and stay standing for the prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Heavenly Father, we humbly ask thy blessings upon the Township Committee and all those in authority, so that they may serve the people. Look down with mercy on our weakness and stretch forth your divine power to guide us. All this we ask in thy name. Amen.
Move open. Move. Second by Isaac, second by Mike. All in favor? Aye. I have a motion to approve the executive workshop and regular minutes of March 22nd, 2018.
Second.
Moved by Minash, second by Mayor. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There are no public land sales. There are no presentations. We're going to go a little bit out of order today. We need an ordinance voted on right of way. So at this point, Katie, can you read that second reading ordinance?
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, establishing First Energy Park as an amusement park in accordance with the amusement games licensing law, NJSA 5:8-100 at SEC.
We'll open the meeting to the public. Would anybody like to be heard? Seeing nobody, will close the meeting to the public. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second by Mike, second by Minash. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman.
Yes.
Committeeman Delia.
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller.
Yes.
Mayor Coles.
Yes. Thank you. The ordinance passes. All right, at this point, we're going to open the meeting to the public. If anybody would like to be heard, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon. Joyce Blay, editor/reporter, NJ News and Views. I do have a question with regard to the municipal budget that was introduced at, I believe, the last meeting. If the manager would kindly provide the amount of money that is budgeted for the 2018 to 19 snow removal, and how much was budgeted last winter, and how much was actually spent?
I don't have that with me because we're not discussing the budget.
Yes.
Joyce, if you have a question like that, if you call us earlier in the day or email, and I'll try and have the information for you for the meeting. But numbers like that don't come off the top of our heads, especially as we get older. It's tougher to even remember my name after.
The budget hearing is April 26th, when you have time to discuss anything you want to discuss about the budget.
But Tom, if you think of it, could you just look up those two numbers and email them over to Joyce? The snow removal budget numbers?
Yes.
And I did have one last question. For the past several years, the Lakewood Township Committee has not funded the line item for removal of trash from Lakewood's public schools. Will the Township Committee be funding that line item this year rather than leaving it without funding as they have in the past years?
It's too early to say. We're not ruling it out, but we haven't decided to do it yet.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Joyce.
Shlomo Klein. Again, about sidewalks. It was a planning board meeting this week, and a school in an industrial park came and asked for a waiver for sidewalks. The argument that was made that they don't want the kids to walk on the road, therefore is they don't want that it should be sidewalks. So they just didn't finish the sentence. That what makes a kid not go on the road if there's no sidewalk? Because if there's no sidewalk, they'll go on the road itself. And if they go on the road itself, they'll get killed. And if they got killed, they'll learn the lesson not to go on the road. I think this is unacceptable for a school to make such an argument. Especially, not even that, all the other schools in that neighborhood, and there's a lot of them. Kids out, there's teenagers, a lot of teenagers, whatever they do, they walk, they ride with bicycles, so the other schools, the kids, won't be able to go through on the right of way, they will have to go on the road, because legally if there's no sidewalks, you go on the road, and there's heavy truck traffic over there. So it makes no sense that kids have to get killed because somebody in the Lakewood Industrial Commission does not like the idea that schools are moving into an industrial park. The township is allowing it, so sidewalks is needed. And I just want to call out the school, shame on them for even requesting a waiver of sidewalks. The school's name is Orator, and shame on them. And shame on the township planning board engineer for not stressing it out in the review letter and not stressing it out by the planning board meeting. Somebody from the public had to stand up and say, hey, sidewalks are missing. And then the planning board voted it down. Why is that so? Why somebody of the public has to notify the planning board member there was some kind of collusion between the planners and the engineer? It's unacceptable. And again, I'm pleading with you, the township committee, you know, it's safety of the kids. It's a no-brainer that you need sidewalks in such a town like over here. To have a school asking for a waiver of sidewalks when they're supposed to promote safety for the kids, how you should have safety for the kids, and they're the ones that, they're not even embarrassed to come over here and say, we don't want sidewalks and have our kids safe. It's just mind-boggling that this is going on and a private school did that. So shame on the school orator for doing that. I personally don't have a problem with them being an industrial park. I know other people do have. But at least if you get the schools over there, have sidewalks. It makes no sense. Then I wanted to mention something about what I saw after the planning board meeting. There was a member of the from the new planning board members, his name is Mr. Sable, was speaking to one of the applicants, and I told him he's not supposed to. He just continued. The applicant said that they do it all the time. I think it's unacceptable that the applicant has the opportunity to speak to the planning board members, but when a member of the public calls up or emails or anything, we get the saying is it's ex parte. You know, if they could do something illegal, the members of the public should have the opportunity too. The same thing is, we saw it in the meeting, it was very obvious, is that Mr. Isaac had some kind of collusion with Mr. Pfeffer on an application beforehand. I know they dabble in the same place, but it's still that it should be clarified as a planning board member should not do something that the member of the public does not have the same rights. That's all I have to say. Is there anything that I'm finished? Is there anything that you want to respond?
Yeah, well, we've spoken about it already. I intend to talk to the planning board and the industrial commission about the fact that I personally am opposed to any waiver of sidewalks anywhere. Even in the industrial park where there are not a lot yet, I think eventually we'll see them. I'd rather see them being put in by the applicants now rather than have to have the township fill them in later. And I don't disagree with you about the safety issue. On the other issue, I'll talk to the planning board attorney and see what he has to say and ask him to counsel the members again on how to make sure that nothing is done. I'm not saying that he did anything inappropriate, but I'll have him talk to them and make sure they understand what they should and should not do as far as applicants want before interviews.
Thank you very much. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. Does anybody else like to be heard? Seeing nobody, will close the public portion. Is there anything that anybody wants removed from the consent agenda?
Mayor, we're not going to be voting on number 4.
All right, anybody else? Not going to have a motion? Moved by Mike. Second. Second by Isaac. Let's vote for discussion.
Yeah, there's one item on it which I'll be voting for tonight, which has to do with the four four-way stops on Carinetta. I do know that it was an important thing to take care of. I'm sorry. Okay. Gotcha.
How would you call it? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes. Ordinances for second reading.
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank.
Open the meeting to the public. Would anybody like to be heard? Seeing nobody, will close the public hearing.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mayor.
I'll second it.
Second by Minaj. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes.
Ordinance carries. Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the public sale of Block 830, Lot 1.07, vacant land, no assigned address in the area of Spruce Street and Canary Drive. in the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, at open public sale pursuant to NJSA 48:12-1 at SEC.
Open the meeting to the public. Would anybody like to be heard in this ordinance? Seeing nobody, will close the public hearing.
Motion.
Moved by Mike,
Second.
second by Isaac. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 3 of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Lakewood entitled Police Regulations by repealing Section 3-17 fireworks inclusive in its entirety.
Open the meeting to the public on this ordinance. Would anybody like to be heard? Seeing nobody, will close it.
Motion.
Moved by Mike,
Second.
second by Minaj. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes.
Ordinance carries. Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, creating a deed restriction on property owned by the Township of Lakewood known as Block 248, Lot 28, 310 Cottage Place, to dedicate said parcel for park recreation and open space purposes only.
Open the meeting to the public. Would anybody like to be heard in this ordinance? Seeing nobody, will close it.
I'll move it.
Moved by Isaac, second by Mayor. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes.
Ordinance carries. Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 11 entitled Traffic of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Lakewood, specifically Section 11-13, parking prohibited at all times on certain streets. I just want to make a mention that this ordinance was amended from first reading to second reading
Right. Change from no parking no stopping, no standing.
to no parking, yes.
I'd open the meeting to the public for this ordinance. Anybody like to be heard?
Motion.
Saying nobody, will close it. Moved by Mike,
Second.
second
Give
by
it to
Isaac.
Isaac.
I was going.
I said mayor. You never listened to me.
Any discussion?
I said to give it to mayor. He doesn't listen to me.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes.
Ordinance carries.
Thank you. All right, ordinances for first reading.
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 8 entitled Parks, Playgrounds, and Recreational Areas of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Lakewood, specifically Section 8-13, Permit for Special Events in the Park, subsection 8-13.1.
Thanks.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mayor.
Second.
Second by Minaj. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, ordinance passes second reading on April 26th.
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, authorizing the private sale of block 1175, lot 64 in the Township of Lakewood County, Ocean State of New Jersey, a private sale pursuant to NJSA 48:12-1 at SEC, no assigned address in the area of East Kennedy Boulevard.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mayor.
Second.
Second by Isaac. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, ordinance passes second reading April 26th.
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County of Ocean State of New Jersey authorizing the private sale of block 175, lot 66, no signed address in the area of East Kennedy Boulevard in the Township of Lakewood County of Ocean State of New Jersey, a private sale pursuant to NJSA 48:12-1 et sec.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mayor.
Second.
Second by Mike. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, ordinance passes second reading on April 26th.
Ordinance of the Township of Lakewood County of Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 11 entitled Traffic of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Lakewood, specifically Section 11-21, multiple stop intersections.
I'll move for purpose of discussion.
Moved by Mayor.
I'll second.
Second by Minaj.
I do have,
Discussion?
okay, special fellow. This is to install a number of four-way stops and three-way stops along the Caronetta corridor. I know that some of the residents there had voiced concern with regard to people speeding there. I haven't had a chance really to canvass the area and find out more from the neighbors, if this might be a little excessive, the amount of it. So I'm voting on it this time, but I would like to certainly touch base with them, with regard to it.
I have a question, I guess, to the chair. I know, Mike, you've been out there with some of the residents, and I also got some call from some residents, they may not want all four put up at the same time. So if I can ask the attorney, if perhaps we could vote on this next time with a change in the language that says that we're allowed, that it's four sections. I think it's four sections, right, Mike?
I think it's three or four.
Four ways and one freeway.
One freeway. So just that it can be staggered and that the ordinance doesn't actually take effect until those stop signs are planted by the police department. And the police department, we don't have to keep voting on it, we can vote on all four, and then as we go, move along with the neighborhood, the police department can come and put up the stop signs.
I don't understand what you want me to do though.
We have four, if we
I know what you
vote,
already said, I wrote it.
if we vote on four.
My house didn't write it?
Well,
Did it visit?
If we vote on four intersections now, then they all become stop intersections by ordinance.
Right.
Then the stop sign goes up, so I
you
think.
don't have to put the stop sign.
And
That was my question. Just because we voted doesn't mean necessarily we. Okay.
That's,
The
that's,
stop sign is the warning to the motorists you have to stop. If you don't have a stop sign there, the ordinance is meaningless.
Okay, got it. That was
Okay.
exactly my point. We want to put one up, see what that does, and put two up, see what that
well,
does.
I think we have to change the mind about that.
Well, I have.
That's what's happening right now.
And this one looks like we just put them up whenever we want.
It's not coming back.
Mike, it's up to you.
Yes, when we met, there was myself, Sergeant Work, and Officer, Daniela. While we were meeting with the gentleman, other neighbors came and joined the discussion. And, I think in total, 6 of the neighbors got involved in the discussion, and there were 6 opinions of what should be done.
I can imagine.
So,
That's exactly.
that's why we abolished any speed bumps, because
Right.
there was one gentleman, and I agree with him, I didn't want speed bumps, that did not want speed bumps, but everybody else had a different impression from one way to, it was 6, because I said to
6
him.
people, 6 different opinions, and there's, let's say, 50 people living here, you're gonna have 50 opinions, and there's one opinion that's pretty severe.
I think that the one on Freeman was the main idea.
The man, that's what I thought we should start with that one.
Generally a quiet block.
Correct, start with that one, it cuts up the whole strength of it.
And let's see if that works. So that might, in other words, what we're saying is you give a chance to do all four as it moves along.
Whatever, listen, I just want to help the gentleman out, he does have a problem.
Yep.
There is a problem, I definitely feel we should do something, and the traffic has already done something with Caronetta and, Central Avenue,
Yep.
which seems to have helped.
Opponents.
But I'm just saying, you had 6 different opinions. My opinion to solve it is what you get tickets, but none of them want tickets.
My thought right now is just, I just wanted to put this, Mike, I just wanted to put this out here right now, just to say that when this does go into effect, we don't want every single block to get stops on the next day.
Okay.
That's
All right.
overkill.
Whatever works. I don't think stop signs are gonna work, but we'll try it.
Okay, got it.
Just making sure. Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, ordinance passes second reading April 26th.
An ordinance of the Township of Lakewood, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 18 of the Unified Development Ordinances of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Lakewood, specifically Article 7, Design Standards, Section 18-815.1.1, Definitions, and Section 18-815.1.9, Maintenance and Repair of the Unified Development Ordinances of the Revised General Ordinances of the Township of Lakewood.
I'll move it.
Moved by Mayor,
Second.
second by Minaj, discussion, roll call.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, ordinance passes second reading on May 31st, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. There's no correspondence, can I have a motion to approve the bill list of April 11th?
Somebody give it to
Moved by Mike, second by Mayor, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Ackerman?
Yes.
Committeeman Delia?
Yes.
Committeeman Lichtenstein?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Miller?
Yes.
Mayor Coles?
Yes, any comments from committee members?
Mayor, I just had one quick one on the amusement park licensing that we did. We're missing the one game that they wanted about, like, you throw the wet,
The ball, the mayor falls into the
mayor,
water.
the mayor falls into the water.
That's not a game of chance, that's a game of skill, you don't have a license for that.
No other comments?
All right, move to adjourn.
So many, second.
Good night, everybody, thank you, get home safe.
What time do we have to be after?
6 o'clock. Gates open at 5:30. You want to get there early, try not to do that.